one point a conspiracy theory, if you like, that Paul McCartney was dead and that you are not Paul McCartney, you're an imposter pretending to be Paul McCartney. The internet are very passionate about this, and there's been clues, like, is it Sergeant Pepper, you play it backwards?
Everyone was stimulated with way too many stimulants.
Right.
So it was a pretty crazy time. This is true, and there wasn't really any way you could stop it. For years I've been able to fool people. I'm not Paul, you don't want a fake.
I'm very good at forgetting who I am, because it's like, as far as I'm concerned, Paul McCartney is like the name I was given. There are two Paul McCartneys. There are two Paul McCartneys. I suddenly realised that I didn't actually know how to set up a band. If you think about it, I'd never actually done it before. I joined the Beatles as an already set up affair.
Any kind of, I guess resentment is much too strong a word, but any kind of hesitation about the fact that you will always, in all probability, be identified as a former Beatle.
No, I don't mind it. You know, I'm always going to be identified by my real name, also Paul McCartney. You know, but that doesn't bother me. And ex-Beatles, another kind of tag, which doesn't bother me. No, I'm proud of what I'd done. You know, I'm always going to be identified by my real name, also Paul McCartney. You know, also Paul McCartney. My name actually is Jan Smugglebook. And I am actually a Swedish chap who's standing in for Paul McCartney tonight to make a lot of money and just run off with it.
Why do you think such rumours come up?
Why do they come about? Because Paul McCartney's dead, of course. Why do they come about? Because Paul McCartney's dead, of course. Well, I mean, you know, I think I always, or there's always an element of that to everything I do. You know, I always sort of think they shouldn't be paying me this money. I'm not, you know, I'm not him. I'm some little kid masquerading as this guy who is like the famous guy. So I mean, they shouldn't be paying me this money. I'm not, you know, I'm not him. I'm some little kid masquerading as this guy who is like the famous guy. Be paying me this money. I'm not, you know, I'm not him. I'm some little kid masquerading as this guy who is like the famous guy.
Which one is Paul McCartney then?
That's me sometimes. Will the real Paul McCartney... There he is. That's me.
The thing is, you know, I just laughed it off, but it was a little bit strange because people did start looking at me like, is it him or a very good double?
Well, that was the idea. That was the other part of it, that there was a guy who looked like you taking your place.
No, well, this is him.
Yeah. Or is it?
I suddenly realised that I didn't actually know how to set up a band. If you think about it, I'd never actually done it before. I joined the Beatles as an already set up affair.